first week that you guys are going to be actually preparing for a real game. Your first game coaching at the MLS level. How are you feeling this week?
Feeling good. I think the players are working very well. I think now that we are finished with the preseason and now kind of training for a purpose and a game is exciting for them, and it's been a very good week so far. So we're excited about traveling to LA.
We saw you you maybe start with the same formation in the games in preseason, but make some adjustments at halftime in a few of the games. What can we expect out of the style and information that we're going to see out of this group this weekend?
I think what you can expect is a group of guys that are going to jump in the field and give everything that they have, being excited about playing for this club and trying to be the best that they can be, trying to get a good result, and that's the mentality of the guys. Definitely looking forward for the guys to step in.
What is your expectation for this first 5-game stretch? New team, obviously you guys had preseason, but preseason's not that long. New team and 5 games immediately here on the road.
We take one game at a time. Now is the Galaxy. It's going to be a tough match. Where they are a different type of team than they were last year, so we expect a big challenge, and that's what we're focusing right now. We're focusing only on this match, and then we'll think about the next match.
Coach, you have a couple of injury issues. I was hoping you can give us an update on Antonella, Vitas, and what, if anything, you think you can get from Chara this weekend.
Yeah, Jeff is not ready yet, as well as Vitas. They both have a strain, one in the quadricep, the other one in the hamstring, but progressing very, very well. So soon they'll be training fully again. And Chara will be traveling with us to LA. So then we'll decide, at the end, what role he will play that day. But he's definitely traveling with the team.
And then you have another kind of position battle on the right side of midfield with Dairon and Andy, and we saw Andy get the last start in the last preseason game. In your mind, what is the status of that battle?
There's a lot of battles. There's not only that battle. I mean, there's all across the team. I think every position has 2 players, and everybody's fighting to get a starting position, and they're doing a good job. Everyone to put a claim, so they put it more difficult for me, which is what you want to see and have. So I will say all across the whole team, there's good competition.
And that includes at the striker position, where Samuel won the Golden Boot, they called it? The Golden Boot at the preseason tournament. What is your current thinking regarding him and Adi? You obviously are now have a formation in the bag where you could play them together on top of a diamond.
Mm-hmm. That's a possibility. We can play them together. They can play one or the other. Having the chance to have 2 quality players being different gives you that opportunity. So I'm glad to have those 2 players because I think they make our team better.
And then the last question for me, this is a special occasion for you. You have an MLS job, you've broken through and gotten an MLS job, and it's going to be your first time on the sidelines. How cognizant are you of that to kind of, take a picture of the moment, embrace the moment, because it's been a journey for you to get to this point?
Yes, it's been a journey. I'm excited, but the reality that is about the players and that is about the club. And I think that's the most important part. Mine is secondary. But nevertheless, excited about being there and initiate already the season, because I think the preseason has been long and the guys are looking forward to start. But it's mostly about the club and majority about the players.
Coach, I understand you're a pretty, not hands-on, but foot-on soccer coach here. You've been out practicing with the guys and doing kicks in practice. What kind of perspective does that give you versus standing on the sideline? What kind of perspective does that give you?
No, I think there's moments that it's good to, get a little bit involved because you get a feeling about, seeing things from the inside. But it's just occasionally that I will do that, more hands-on from the outside, looking in and trying to see what we can improve and being very close to them. And I think that's important because once you are interactive with them, I think you can transmit your passion as well of what you want to see, and it's been very good.
Looks like you have a lot of fun out there with them when you're out there. What does that do for you kind of in that?
I think it's a job and everybody is professional and we have to prepare for the games. but also they need to enjoy it. They need to have a good time while they're training, and that's very important. Important is to enjoy while working hard, and I think that's what the guys have understood, and that's what we enjoy in practice so much.
Gio, you mentioned battles across the entire field for positions. How satisfying is that for you to look out and see that squad?
It's important. The battles all over the position is good because you know that you have depth. You know that there's a player pushing the other player, and that player feels the pressure and becomes better, just trying to show himself in a better way, because that way, if you relax and you have no one behind, sometimes it's not a very good situation. So I think having players eager to play, hungry to play, and pushing other, I think it's just raising the quality, and at the end is what we want, competition.
Coach, do you think there will be any nerves for your first game here with Portland?
I'm a coach that I leave the game in high intensity, and every game prior, I'm thinking, I'm connected, I feel it in my stomach, and I leave it. And when I'm there, it's the same situation, and it will be all in the same way, but in a way because I'm excited for the group, and I want to be the best that I can be for them, but nothing other than that.
Mentioned a lot about the multiple languages that you speak, getting a chance to connect with players in their, what they feel comfortable speaking in. How much of an impact does that have on the team when you're speaking multiple languages at practice, or now with the upcoming game?
I think that's important because I can relay very well with a lot of the players, so I can communicate, I can hear the problem directly, and not with a translator. So that makes a big deal, especially to build trust among players, because you get to talk in 1v1 situation. So it's been very good to talk, to all the players, and we have a very good group.
Has there been anything that, now that you've been on the job for a little while, has there been anything that has surprised you about the job, and what is the most surprising thing that you've encountered so far?
That's a good question, because it's tough to answer. I think I've done my work prior to know where I was coming, and I knew what to expect. Merritt, Gavin, everyone has done a tremendous job to build a very good culture. And honestly, I think not too much has surprised me. Maybe what surprised me is how well the guys, the groundkeepers, keep the field perfect to every training, because it's difficult to do that. So maybe that's one surprise, because they're really good at what they do. But not too many things. I think we pretty much knew where we were coming, and we're excited about being part of the club now.
Gio, LA is a team that struggled a bit last year. Looking at the changes they made in the offseason and looking at their season last year, what is your expectations for this game, and what are the things that your team's going to have to be aware of?
Yeah, I think first of all, it's important to leave that word aside, the struggle, because I think the team this year is not going to struggle. I think they have brought in very good players, and I believe that they're going to put a very tough match, playing at home with the new players that they have, with the coach staying now the second year, Siggy. I think it's going to be a tough team. They have some very good players offensively, and we have to prepare very well to be able to compete against them. And hopefully we can get a very good result, because starting with the right foot, I think it will be a very positive thing for us.
And I wasn't able to tell always on the streams, but I'm wondering who's the captain of this team for you this year?
The captain, I think, in essence, I think is everyone first. I think everyone has the authority to be important, and I think that's one thing that we're going to see all across. So anybody at any moment can be the captain. But I think for this match, to make you happy, I tell you that it's Liam.
One more. A lot of the fans have not, who haven't watched the streams and haven't been able to see any of the preseason games. Can you kind of talk about Andy Polo and what kind of player he is, and what kind of impact he's having on the team so early?
Yeah, he's an exciting player. He's a player with experience. He's been in different countries. He's coming from a top team in Mexico. He's a fast player, good on the ball, smart. He can play different positions. He's a guy that will bring a very good dynamic to the team. He's well liked around the locker room. And I think people will be very excited to get to know him more on the field, because I think he's a quality player. Unfortunately, and we have to remind that he most likely is going to leave us at some point to go to the World Cup, and we'll be rooting for him as well. But I think he's going to show a lot of very good things that are going to get fans excited.
Coach, one more question about the Galaxy. Based on your, 12 years covering the game for Deportes, I'm sure you're very familiar with Sigi Schmidt's style and preferences and tendencies. What jumps out about his coaching style? What do you think that you're going to have to prepare for as far as what his teams like to do?
I think he always had teams that were hard-working teams, and you can expect that. They're going to work hard. They're going to have, a team that is going to always fight to get a result. And I think now in this team they have very good players offensively that are very dynamic and can cause problems. Alexandrini, Gio dos Santos, now Camara as well. So I think it's going to be a tough team to play against, but we're excited about that because I think they're going to propose a very good challenge for us, which we're looking forward to take.